Coon Rapids High School presents William Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing.
May a man do it?
It's a story of misunderstandings and deception.
There's comedy, there's love, there's gossip and drama, and there's just a lot of things I think people can relate to. And something I enjoy about the show is that I don't find it as hard to understand as some of Shakespeare's other works because it was a play made like later in his life.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear your word and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me and make him eat it as I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
And with no sauce that can be devised to it.
It's the first time students will get to perform in front of a live audience in the auditorium since COVID-19 restrictions were put in place last year.
I'm really happy to finally be back in the auditorium with a live audience and proper lighting and sound and a set.
The play Much Ado About Nothing runs Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with performances at 7 p.m. and a Saturday matinee at 2 p.m. For tickets and information, go to crhstheater.com.
The city team is working with the architect to design the new fire station.
The Coon Rapids Fire Department is preparing for a big project next year. That's when construction is expected to begin on a new Fire Station 3.
A while ago, the city did a study of all of its buildings, and at that point it was decided that the current Fire Station 3, which was built in '72 with a remodel / addition in the mid-'90s, was in need of being replaced due to roof issues, window issues, mechanical issues. Basically, the building is worn out.
Station 3 is currently located off Crooked Lake Boulevard and 113th Avenue. The new station will actually be constructed about a half-mile away off Mississippi Boulevard and 111th Avenue on the old Cook Arena property.
Well, we looked at a couple different sites, but that site has very good access to Coon Rapids Boulevard, and the city owned the parcel, and basically those two issues really made the decision for us.
The new station will include a 32,000 square foot building with apparatus bays and administrative offices on the first floor, a training room and storage area on the second floor, and a control room and hose tower on the third level.
Basically, when you see the station from the north, you'll see 2 bays separated from 4 additional bays. The 2 bays will be drive-through bays for our frontline trucks, our rescue truck and our engine. And then the remaining 4 bays will be storage like a tactical support vehicle, the spare engine, and a variety of other things.
One of the key features of the new facility will include training aids built right into the station, including a hose tower that can be used for rappelling exercises. Construction is expected to start next spring and be finished about a year later.
It's an exciting time. Again, the building, Station 3, has been through its useful life, so getting a building that's really a lot more functional and incorporates the cancer, the cardiac, the training, all that stuff into the building, it's really an exciting time for us.
Street sweepers are out in the city now doing fall maintenance.
We typically sweep for about 4 to 6 weeks in the fall time. Our main objective is to get the leaves out of the roadway. We also like to keep the catch basins clear for the freeze-thaw cycle of the winter time. The more catch basins that we have to be able to drain, less freeze-thaw, less salt usage throughout the winter time.
The brooms on the sweepers use water to help clean the streets.
We use water just to kind of keep some of the particles down, and it helps us for a little bit better pickup.
Drivers are required to stop and refill the sweeper's water supply at a fire hydrant, which stirs up iron sediment and can lead to brown water. It's recommended to avoid washing clothes if you notice brown water, and residents should know that it's safe to drink and will pass in a day or 2.
We ask that the residents do not blow any of their leaves into the roadway. Oftentimes we'll come back. We try to make it 2 to 3 times per season. We also ask that the residents keep their garbage cans behind the curb line and limit parked cars during street sweeping operations.
Here's a quick recap of the Wednesday, November 3rd City Council meeting. There's a new face on the Coon Rapids City Council this week.
I, Pablo Hernandez, Jr., do solemnly swear
City Clerk Joan Lensmeyer administered the oath of office to Pablo Hernandez Jr. at Wednesday night's meeting. Hernandez Jr. was one of 8 residents who applied for the Ward 3 position, which became vacant after Wade Demmer moved to a different part of Coon Rapids. Hernandez Jr. will fill out the remainder of Demmer's term, which expires at the end of 2022. The police department will continue working with students and staff in the Anoka School District. On Wednesday night, the Coon Rapids City Council approved a memorandum of understanding to continue the school liaison program along with the DARE program. The agreement provides funding for school liaison officers at Coon Rapids High School, Coon Rapids Middle School, Northdale Middle School, and the River Trail Learning Center. Also this week, the council approved a preliminary plat for an 11-unit townhome development. True North Church, located just north of Main Street and east of Hanson Boulevard, is selling off part of their property for the project. Townhomes currently surround the church property. The Planning Commission recently approved a site plan for the development. And that's a quick recap of the November 3rd City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN YouTube channel. Here's the results from Tuesday's school district election. For School Board Member District 3, Casey DeShane beat incumbent Bill Harvey by about 160 votes. In District 4, Matt Audette came out on top with more than 5,300 votes. Dave Dirkswager received about 2,600. Anna Dirkswager currently holds that seat but didn't seek re-election. And in District 6, incumbent Jeff Simon retained his seat with about 2,200 votes. Challenger Jill Bournes received about 1,400 votes. As for the 3 ballot questions, question 1, which renews the expiring operating levy, passed with about 60% of voters saying yes and 40% voting no. Question 2 also passed by about the same margin. It renews an expiring capital levy for technology. However, question 3, which would have raised new funding for student support and mental health, failed Tuesday night by more than 2,000 votes.
We're back, and we're back full force.
On Thursday, the Super Senior Club took over the Coon Rapids Civic Center for their annual bazaar and flea market after last year's break due to COVID-19.
I just got a whole bunch of Christmas decorations for family gifts.
To pull off a bazaar this big, the Super Senior Club relies on a cavalcade of volunteers.
We start in July, starting to think about what we're going to do. I make sure all of our chairpersons are still going to do it again this year, and that they have thoughts about what they're going to need for support from me and the rest of the club.
They moved the bake sale into the main room, so if you bought some baked goods, you could sit down and sample them with a cup of coffee. There were some rare collectibles in the raffle.
We have a great raffle this year, 25 wonderful items that you can buy $1 a ticket or 6 for $5.
There were a number of handmade items along with gently used things from housewares to electronics.
We've raised our family in Coon Rapids and have just recently moved back here.
For Bob and Dolores Randall, it was their first time donating items to the bazaar.
I brought in a whole big tote of stamps for making cards.
Proceeds go to help support the community through a number of grants, donations, and scholarships.
Thank you.
Yep, you bet. You have a good day now.
Yes, you too.
Oh, well, it's very sad, actually. Apparently, a man dressed as a clown tried to get into the theater tonight. Oh, he said he was Tito Morelli. Oh, no. Oh, yes.
Students at Anoka Ramsey Community College are back on stage for the first time since the pandemic, performing Lend Me a Tenor, which is set in the 1930s.
So Tito Morelli, he comes to Cleveland, Ohio to put on a show. He's a famous Italian opera singer, and he's putting on Pagliacci for a big audience that is excited to see him. And then something goes on, and someone has to replace him.
Hi there. Surprised to see me?
In an attempt to salvage the evening, hysterical mix-ups and confusion ensue. It leads to lots of laughs for the audience.
a little bit kind of like slapstick, high action stuff, a little bit of chasing, picking people up, all of that. So it definitely keeps you entertained. There's no parts where anybody's going to be bored, I assure you.
The cast includes both veteran performers and students who are performing for the first time. And they all hope you come and check out this lighthearted and funny production.
This is our first performance again since COVID to perform on the stage, and we really want that theater vibe to come back, and we just hope that as many as people can come and enjoy.
Lend Me a Tenor is being staged October 29th and 30th, as well as November 4th, 5th, and 6th at Anoka Ramsey. Performances start at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are free. For more information, log on to anokaramsey.edu.
3, 2, 1.
Two Chambers of Commerce welcomed Famous Dave's back to Coon Rapids.
Here we go, our first ribbon cutting for Coon Rapids.
Along with the ribbon cutting, there was a first rib cutting too.
There we go.
Famous Dave's is really about great barbecue, getting together with good friends. We're a community barbecue joint.
This Quick Q-style restaurant is the first in the nation for Famous Dave's. The owners had previously owned the Famous Dave's restaurant in Coon Rapids, which was torn down to make way for new development. Now, they say they're happy to be back.
We have great recognition here, and honestly, Julie and I had many choices of cities we could have went to, and we chose Coon Rapids.
The Quick Q uses a cafeteria-style line for customers to order their food quickly. The first official customers through the line were Bev Basal and her daughter-in-law Sarah Basal, who also got to meet the Rib King Dave Anderson.
We were probably the last customer before this one closed down.
In addition to dine-in service, the Quick Q offers to-go orders and catering too.
So this is your token for your pumpkin when you're ready to pick that up.
Hundreds of families stopped by Sand Creek Park on Saturday for a fun-filled time at Rocky's Pumpkin Patch. Lots of children dressed up in their Halloween best to go trick-or-treating.
You ever considered joining Cub Scouts? We do a lot of fun group activities. We go camping, we go fishing.
The event was sponsored by the Coon Rapids Community Strength Foundation.
So the community organizations come in, they provide candy to all of the trick-or-treaters that come up to their table, and then they also provide information on their organization to hopefully recruit some kids to join.
Oh, we got a big slide?
Yay! That's what he would say.
Annie Erdman's son, Nathan, is too young to join CRAA, but already likes what he sees in the park.
This year he gets to come out and see everything and get a pumpkin and check out all the booths and go trick-or-treating.
G46.
This year, the Community Strength Foundation splurged and bought 2,000 pumpkins to give away for free.
We started this 3 years ago, and last year we had to do the drive-through because of COVID. But it's all about giving the kids like this the opportunity to meet their youth organizations in our city.
With so much fun to be had, it can be hard to pick a favorite.
Candies.
Or not.